Good evening. Today is Tuesday, September 26th, and the time is 6:30 p.m., and I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Delory,
Here.
Mata,
Here.
Stiegel,
Here.
Onken,
Here?
Shield,
Here.
James,
Here.
Serrato.
Here.
Awesome. We have a quorum. Thank you. Item number 3, minutes. Item 3A, Planning and Zoning Commission meeting minutes for September 12th, 2023. We require a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
Madam Chair, make a
Yes.
motion. Approve
Second.
the minutes as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Vice Chair Delory and a second by Commissioner Stiegel. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Item number 4, citizen comments. Item 4A, citizen comment period. The Planning and Zoning Commission welcomes comments from citizens early in the agenda of regular meetings. Speakers are provided with an opportunity to speak during this time on any agenda item or any other matter concerning city business, and they must observe the 3-minute time limit. So at this time, I'll open citizen comments. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close those. Thank you. Item number 5, consent. Item 5A, Plum Creek Phase 2, Section 4A. Final plat SUB-22-0275. 31 acres, 140 single-family residential lots, 9 drainage easement/open space lots for property located at intersection of Rickardson and Salta. We require a motion and a second to approve the item.
With a motion,
Yes.
I move that we approve item 5A.
Okay.
I second.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner James and a second by Commissioner Stiegel. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries 7-0. Item number 6, consider and possible action. Item 6A, postponed August 22nd, 2023 through August 29th, 2023. Consider and make a recommendation to City Council regarding a request by Pam Madeir of Jackson Walker LLP on behalf of the Caraway Cattle Company Family Partnership LLLP, Z-22-0110, to rezone approximately 101 acres to planned unit development, PUD, to include approximately 72 acres of retail services zoning, RS, and approximately 29 acres multifamily apartments 3, R-3-3, for property located at 301 BB Road in Hays County, Texas. There's an open public hearing scheduled to close at today's meeting for the item. If any member of the public wishes to speak, they must state their name and again observe the 3-minute time limit. Staff recommendation is to keep this public hearing open until October 18th, 2023, and to postpone consideration of the zoning until the same date, October 18th, 2023. Will, do we have a presentation today?
It's one of the new microphones. It's as simple as we did last time. We're still coordinating with the developer that's requesting this rezoning. And so as of this week, we are actually reviewing the PUD documents now that we have them. So we will be getting those comments back to them, and hopefully by August 18th, we will have something for y'all to review as well. And we request that y'all approve the postponement.
Madam Chair.
Hang on. Are there any questions for staff while Will's there?
Oh, that's,
You had a question, please.
oh, sorry. Can we, so you got the documents in today, so you're hoping that this gets taken care of by October 18th and not another postponement at that point?
We received the documents last week, late last week, and so
Okay.
we are reviewing them this week and with comments to be back to them. So hopefully they can be resolved in time for the August 18th meeting.
October 18th?
I'm sorry, excuse me, October 18th meeting as
Yeah.
shown on the screen.
Okay. You know, because I saw the presentation for this, you know, at City Council, and I'm really looking forward to this development. So I'm hoping that we can get everything taken care of and get this underway. So, thank you. And with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Well, can we see if there's any other
Okay.
questions for staff before we move
Okay.
to motion?
Yes, I watched the council meeting last week on this particular item. I have grave concerns about this. There was great consternation, I would say, in my judgment, and a lot of confusion, admittedly, on this particular item, in that it has been negotiated for an incentive for the development of the property, but it has since been requested by the developer that other terms be agreed upon that would be a substantially greater cost to the taxpayer. And it was, at least of all the council people, at least 5 who spoke, expressed great confusion about why this had run off into a ditch so unexpectedly. Language used like the goalpost has been moved in terms of working with the developer. This change on their part, creating such confusion, brings great concern to me in terms of the welfare of the city, which we're charged with overseeing with the council. That they've created confusion for us by repeatedly postponing this, and then that's one thing. But then to be playing this out with the council of negotiating, who they're negotiating in good faith and have the terms of the negotiation changed, very surprisingly, is of deep concern to me as to what the future of this thing is. I don't even know what these people are asking for, but I'm concerned that it is a setup in this respect. In my professional training and experience, when anybody who appears to be rational speaks or behaves in a way that is consistently confusing, the message of the communication is to confuse and to produce uncertainty. So, in my professional and personal opinion as a commissioner, I would say that, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty that's being created by the developer in this matter. And I think that one could conclude they're trying to do that really probably to their own interest, would be my judgment on that. But in any case, I think we as commissioners need to pay very careful attention, be in tune with what is happening for the council, because I've never seen the council look so concerned and confused about any particular item I've personally seen them address. And so I think we need to, 10/18, I don't know what waits for us, but actually a lot of things could happen between now and then, in my understanding. It's quite possible. And so I think we need to be well informed about how this project's moving forward in every respect, because we've got a responsibility here in terms of general welfare that is not just about looking slice and dice at zoning, but we have to consider the general welfare of the city in making these decisions. So that's my estimation of where we're at and what we need to do, because I would encourage everybody who has not informed themselves of what's happened at council on this item to really tune into it, because it is of importance. It's going to affect the development east of the interstate quite dramatically, whichever way this goes.
Did you have a question for Will or just the comments?
A question would be, you're working out details on the zoning still processing that as a team, as a staff. Do you think, as far as you're aware of the issues going on in the negotiations, that this is going to be impacted, that we will not, in fact, be approving this or reviewing this again?
So at this time, because we don't have, okay, so I'm going to go backwards from the whole idea of we have a comp plan for as development happens, it has to have a fiscal-based approach, right?
Right.
So we don't have those processes in place yet because we have a full code rewrite that's budgeted for this coming year to account for that. as part of the review. So right now what we're doing, especially when it comes to economic development incentives, is being negotiated with economic development and city administration and city council. So that's their purview at this time.
All right.
So whenever the zoning comes to y'all, with the intent of it being on the 1018 meeting, it'll be the zoning within itself, from the request for the PUD and the requirements within that, and to make it from a code perspective a good project.
Right.
That's what we're bringing to y'all. I'm not sure exactly how much more I'm able to say, because
Well, I understand that a lot of it
right.
was done in executive session and so forth. There's only so much of this has publicly been addressed.
Correct.
But nevertheless, the ground seems a little shaky under our feet because we don't know even what will be requested. I'm not convinced we know that what they'll come back with, frankly. And looking at the council meeting, I'm not sure they knew either. So this project, I'm just saying plainly, is I understand that we've got to look at the zoning issues particularly, but I want to make it plain that as a commissioner and a citizen, I'm concerned about how the whole project's going down. It's not been a very satisfying thing to follow at all. And I don't know why anybody who's trying to do serious business with the city would continually postpone or delay consideration of zoning that has not changed. I checked with you on this. This has not changed, so I don't know what's going on with this exactly. From our end of it's not changed at all, but it keeps being delayed. So thank you for your time, and just wanted to let the other commissioners know that there are some problems with this project.
Any other questions? Yes.
When they got back with you last week and gave their information back to you, would you say that it met your expectations of what we asked them to do, or the city has asked them to do in the council? In other words, am I postponing on a whim, or am I postponing on good faith? I'm using that term without the legal definition because I don't want to get into a legal argument about what good faith in negotiating is. But I definitely want to make sure that I'm postponing for something that is going to come back and actually be a project that, frankly, I don't usually see these things debated so openly in front of council and everybody. That is actually meeting the needs of what council's asked. That's what council kind of puts us here to do, right? Is to meet those needs.
Yes, sir. So to answer your question, as we're reviewing it, the requests from them are going to meet what is supposed to be full. How do I put this? For the presentation that they made in public a month and a half ago in August, right? So it showed like all the shopping center in there, the vertical mixed use, all that kind of stuff. The requests that we are reviewing are going to be geared towards that presentation and making sure it meets those requirements. So from the staff's perspective, what we bring to y'all is y'all should trust in us from our perspective and making sure that we're bringing the code requirements to y'all that match that project to make it a good project, if that helps answer your question.
Maybe. I think it might be as good as we can get on that.
Okay. Anything else for him? Okay, so at this time, we do need a motion and a second to postpone consideration and/or extend the public hearing of the item.
I'd like to make a motion to approve postponement of this item until October 18th.
Okay. Would you like to include the public hearing in that or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Okay, is there a second on that?
I second that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Shield and a second by Commissioner Serrato to approve postponement and extend the public hearing for this item 6A to October 18th, 2023. Is there any discussion on that motion? Yes.
Frankly, I will not be voting for this motion, and it has to do mainly with the aspect of, it seems like what's going on is they've kind of put you in this point of staff to come to ask us this specific recommendation. And the way I view what we do is at some point in time, we have to put a line in the sand of what we are willing to take and not take from a developer. Like it's not like we are in a position in which we are desperate for people to come to Kyle to be part of our community. I think that should play a role in how we make decisions. I actually think it's quite important that we set what that boundary is going to be. This is the second time in the last 3 months that we've pushed back things coming to us because a company has been like, I'm not really exactly sure that I'm going to meet all these things, or I haven't met them on a timely basis enough to give you the kind of time that we have to digest things and make good decisions. And I want to reiterate for folks watching from the applicants, like, we are a volunteer commission. Like, we don't get paid for this. So coming a week to staff a week before this is supposed to come to us, it's likely we're going to be getting things come late, even if you were to have met the requirement. I definitely want to see. I don't feel like this group is acting in a way in which I feel like they should be part of our community necessarily yet. I think it could get there. I think they can come back and be absolutely fine, because denying this motion doesn't mean that they would not be able to go through the process. It just means they have to go through a very long and arduous process. And I wanted to say that our staff does a very good job getting them through the process, so they're probably a little frustrated in saying no to this. And I know that a lot of people might even go through, but I don't think that we should 5-0 it, or whatever number we're at right now. I think that we should push back a little bit and just say there is a boundary out there for people and how we deal with our citizen boards. That's just my opinion.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Sure. 2 words, I agree.
Okay. All right, so the question is whether to approve postponement for consideration and keep the public hearing open for item 6A to October 18th, 2023. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries 5-2. Okay. Item number 7, general discussion. Item 7A, discussion only regarding the Planning and Zoning Commission request for future agenda items. Does the commission have any items that they're requesting today? I'm going to go with no. Okay. Item number 8, staff report. Item 8A, staff report. Does the staff have a report to our commission?
Yes, Will Atkinson, Planning Director for the record. The only thing that I have is that for upcoming meetings in October, they're not the normally scheduled ones. Partially, it's based on the last item we just discussed, but it's also based on the comprehensive plan and the downtown master plan adoption. So we are meeting on the 10th. That's a regularly scheduled meeting of October. And then we're also meeting on the Wednesday, the 18th, for what would be the second public hearing and first consideration of both of those items for both the comp plan and the downtown master plan. So just something to keep in mind. Those are the only 2 meetings we're having that in October. We're not having the 4th Tuesday because we're asking you to have it on the 3rd Wednesday instead. And these are noticed in the newspaper, so they are coming forward to y'all. So I just want to make sure we're clear. So the 10th and the 18th of October is when we are meeting in the month of October.
So not the 23rd?
Correct, if that's the 4th Tuesday.
No, that's actually on a Monday. I don't know where the 23rd came into play. 24th.
The
okay.
24th would be a Tuesday.
Okay.
The 24th is when council is meeting for the final adoption of both documents. And also with this postponement, that the zoning will be postponed to that date as well as of the delay. So, yeah, so that's what I got.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Just as a question, I know that we got the comp plan to new members. Can we get the downtown master plan back out to the council or back out to us as well? Here's
We are,
shortly.
I think we have one or two items we're still just wrapping up. But as, I'll have to double check with legal, but if we can get that out before the posting of the agenda, or actually, can we?
Normally, is this on?
Yes.
Hi, Veronica Rivera, Assistant City Attorney for the record. Normally, we have packets that go out either since you meet on Tuesdays, the Friday before. If you'd like it earlier, we can certainly work on that and try and get that earlier to you. Is there a time frame that you'd like to have that? And then we can check with staff and get back to you via email and let you know when, because one of the things that we can do is still get it to you, but it may still be in draft form and not final. So,
I mean, that's fine. I just want to make sure that all of the members of the commission get the chance to kind of digest it. There's a lot of discussion that happened the first time around that not everybody was fully here for, and I think that some of that discussion will be in that, and it also gives them the chance to ask some questions. I just want to make sure that everyone feels as informed as possible.
sure. So what we can do, again, we can check with staff to see if we have a draft, something that, at least in draft form that can be sent over, and then certainly we can do that, but with the understanding that when we send that email out, it'll state that it's in draft form still. And then, again, prior to the meeting, either 72 hours or a little before that, the final should be as included in your backup, as your backup.
Okay.
Good question. Okay, if there's nothing else, we've reached item number 9, adjournment. And we've completed all the items on the meeting agenda, so there's no further business that we're allowed to discuss. So we're adjourned at 6:52 PM.
Wait, so before you do that,
Oh,
you have to
I
have a
already did it.
second.
No, because I didn't make a motion.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
I read it in the Roberts Rules book, but it was like a mini version of the book.
Okay. I rescind my argument.
We can discuss, Will. I'll come down.